Rangers had one final workout this afternoon before tomorrow's opening day matchup against the Boston Red Sox. Rangers start the season with two rookies in the starting rotation, Jack Leiter and Kumar Rocker, and two veterans coming off injuries, Jacob deGrom and Tyler Mahle. But the old reliable ace of the staff, 35-year-old Nathan Eovaldi, makes the opening day start tomorrow, and he's excited about the new year, including the two new sluggers in the lineup, Jake Burger and Jock Peterson.
I feel like I'm ready for the start. I'm as prepared as I feel like I can be. And at this point, it's just kind of go over them again a few times and make sure I haven't missed anything. But, I feel like I'm as ready as I can be for it. In the off-season additions that we added this year, it's going to be big for us. You see the impact that I think Burger and Jock have already made on the team. The dynamic of our lineup and everything. I feel like the guys are swinging the bats really well. And, it's going to come down to the pitching and make sure that we keep us in the ballgame as long as we can.
Tough assignment for Eovaldi tomorrow, going up against the Red Sox dominant lefty Garrett Crochet. But hope springs eternal for Chris Young on the eve of opening day. And our own Bree Aldridge caught up with the Rangers president.
We had a number of goals going into the offseason, but I think at the very top of the list was just getting back to getting the best out of our own people, getting the best versions of our own players. And what do we need to do to accomplish that? Because there were a number of guys that had down years. Collectively as a team, we had a down year.
Injuries wreaked havoc for the reigning 2023 world champions last season. The theme this year, keep everyone healthy, something that has already been a challenge in Surprise, Arizona for the starting rotation.
It's unfortunate. It's something that you never want to see any player get hurt, much less multiple players get hurt in and around the same time period. It always stresses the organization to some extent, but all teams go through this. Every winning team experiences injuries throughout the year. And so what you have to have are a depth of players that are ready to step up and fill in.
The Rangers confident in some of their younger talent, adding Jack Leiter and Kumar Rocker to the opening day roster.
It's not going to be realized immediately that these are still young players and there's growth that it needs to happen at the big league level. But they're so fun to watch. When they are on, they can do some things that I was never able to do as a player, and certainly many others can as well. They're just really, really talented players who have a high level of care, and our belief is that they're going to be really good long term.
The spring didn't plan out as smoothly for everyone, including Dane Dunning, the Rangers' 2023 Pitcher of the Year.
Well, our hope is that we can get Dane back to the 2023 version of himself. He was a very successful major league player. He's a great competitor, and Dane cares. He works, but he's lost his mechanics a little bit. I think this spring not been at his best, and our goal is to get him back to being his best so that he can be one of our top 13 pitchers on our pitching staff.
Meanwhile, the headliner this offseason, Rangers ace Jacob deGrom making his spring debut. The 36-year-old only recorded 9 regular season starts over the course of 2 seasons. How do you balance a player like that where you know what he's capable of, right? But you just don't want to take that risk. How do you tell him no?
It's a great question. I don't have perfect answers. Jacob's been through so much in his career, and he's finally at a point where he feels great. The ball's coming out great, and I think it's critically important for us as an organization to keep him that way. And if I'd rather just err on the side of caution than to push him.
From the veterans to the newly added additions, ask anyone, the locker room feels are different.
Everybody's very motivated, and my expectation is that this team is now ready to win, and they're going to exceed expectations.
I think this team is in good hands with Chris Young as the president, and he wants to get back to the 2023 version of Chris Young, by the way. He takes accountability for what happened last year, and so I think this team's going to make a comeback this year.